Hey guys, I'm Jessie, and today we are going to be talking about the 5, I think, books that I am super excited about that come out in the month of March. There are a ton of books coming out in March. I actually have a more comprehensive list on my blog, and I can link that down below if you want to check that out. But these are the 5 that I am the most personally excited for. Ones that I have pre-ordered, ones that I know I'm going to get to as soon as they come out. One that I've actually pre-ordered 2 copies of because I can't help myself. And I'm really excited to talk about them and show you what books I am excited about that come out in March. And then maybe you can let me know what books you're excited about that come out in March. All right, first and foremost, coming out on March 1st, the book that I am the most excited about, that I know I have 2 copies of coming, is Gallant by V.E. Schwab. Y'all, if you've been around here, you know I am a sucker for V.E. Schwab. I have loved every single book that I've read by her. I've loved her middle grade, her adult books. I just really enjoy her writing, and she is an auto-by-author, and I'm super excited for this. I pre-ordered the Waterstones edition because it was beautiful, and then I'm also pretty sure it's coming in one of my book boxes, either Illumicrate or Fairy Loot. I can't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be in a book box because, V.E. Schwab is always in book boxes, right? She's always in the book boxes. So I'm just super excited. I know I'm going to have at least 2 copies of this book. So I believe this is a YA standalone, which I'm super excited about as well. We don't get enough standalones, especially in the YA fantasy side. So that makes me even more excited. And the synopsis for this book sounds really cool as well. It says, everything casts a shadow, even the world we live in. As with every shadow, there is a place where it must touch, a seam where the shadow meets its source. Olivia has grown up in the Merliant School for Girls, and all she has of her past is her mother's journal, which she seems to unravel into madness. Then a letter invites Olivia to come home to Gallant. Yet, when Olivia arrives, no one is expecting her. But Olivia is not about to leave the first place that feels like home. It doesn't matter if her cousin, Matthew, is hostile or if she sees half-formed ghouls haunting the hallways. Olivia knows Gallant is hiding secrets, and she's determined to uncover them. When she crosses a ruined wall just at the right moment, Olivia finds herself in a place that is Gallant, but not. The manor is crumbling, the ghouls are solid, and the mysterious figure rules over all. Now, Olivia sees what has unraveled generations of her family and where her father may have come from. Olivia has always wanted somewhere to belong, but she will take her place as a prior, protecting our world against master of the house. Or will she take her place beside him? That just sounds really cool. It gives me a lot of Darker Shades of Magic vibes with the whole alternate universe, alternate space. Because we know in Darker Shades of Magic, she has that multiple Londons. So it kind of gives me those feels, and it's a standalone, and I'm super excited for this one. The next one is coming out on March 8th, and that is Blood Scion by Deborah Falaye. Again, this cover, y'all, this cover is so pretty. And I also believe this is in a book box, but I'm not sure which one. I think Owl Crate is doing a special edition, but not in their monthly box. I'm not sure, but I think it's going to be in a book box. I could totally be wrong, but I hope it is. I hope it's in one of the 2 I get. The description of this one sounded really cool, and it is the first book in a new series. It says, this is what they deserve. They wanted me to be a monster. I will be the worst monster they ever created. 15-year-old Sloane can incinerate an enemy at will. She is a Scion, a descendant of the ancient gods. Under the Lucas brutal rule, her identity means her death if her powers are discovered. But when she's forcibly conscripted into the army on her 15th birthday, Sloane sees a new opportunity, overcome the bloody challenges of training and destroy them from within. Like, okay, forbidden magic is something that I absolutely love seeing in books. I don't know why. It is like one of my favorite tropes. I need to do like a whole video on books with forbidden magic. Like, I just think it's so much fun. Like, I love when you have to hide their magic or they don't know about it or it's whatever. Like, for some reason, it's one of my favorite tropes. And this has that. And she's going to take down the army from within. Like, yes, it sounds like it's going to be so good. So I am definitely going to be picking this one up. The next one, also coming out on March 8th, is the Circus Infinite by Wong. Really, all you have to tell me is Circus, because I am a sucker for a circus book, a circus theme book. If there is any kind of circus, anything in it, like, I love it. The Night Circus and Where Dreams Descend. Like, I love circusy books. So that is what initially kind of caught my eye, is the cover and the title. And then I read the description and I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely pre-ordering this one. And it says, hunted by those who want to study his gravity powers, Jess makes his way to the best place for a mixed species fugitive to blend in, the Pleasure Moon. Here, everyone just wants to be lost in the party. It doesn't take long for him to catch the attention of a crime boss who owns the resort casino where he lands a circus job. When the boss gets wind of the bounty on Jess's head, he makes an offer. Do anything and everything asked of him or face evisceration. With no other options, Jess fulfills the request. Espionage, torture, demolition. But when the boss sets up the circus to take the fall for his about to get busted narcotics operation, Jess and his friends decide to bring the mobster down together. And if Jess can also avoid going back to being the prize subject of a scientist who can't wait to dissect him, even better. So this sounds like it's going to be a really cool, like, sci-fi murder book, like more of a sci-fi thriller, and I'm here for it. And there's a circus, so that's all you gotta tell me. I'm really excited for this one. Then coming out on the 22nd of March, we have The Bone Orchard by Sara A. Mueller. Again, with the covers, these covers that are coming out are so pretty lately, and you know that's the first thing that catches my eye. Like, I can't not be drawn in by a pretty cover. This one says, Charm is a witch and she is alone. The last of a line of conquered necromancer workers, and now confirmed within the yard of renowned bone trees at the Orchard House, and secrets of their marrow. Charm is a prisoner and a survivor. Charm tends trees and their clattering fruit for the sake of children, painstakingly grown and regrown. Charm is a whore and a madam. The wealthy and powerful Beauregard come to her house to buy time with the girls who aren't real. Except on Tuesdays, which is when the Emperor himself lays claim to his mistress, Charm herself. But now, Charm is the only person who can keep an empire together, as the Emperor summons her to his deathbed and charges her with choosing which of his awful faithless sons will carry on the empire by discovering which one is responsible for his murder. If she does this last thing, she will finally have what has been denied her since the fall of Inshil, her freedom. But if she does, she will also be betraying the ghost past and present that live on within her heart. Charm must choose her dead emperor's will or the whispers of her own ghost. Justice for the empire or her own revenge. So, ghosts, bone magic, revenge, sign me up. Like, do I need to say more? Like, this sounds like a Jessie book if I've ever heard it. So, really excited. And then finally, coming out on the 29th of March, we have Wild and Wicked Things by Francesca May and Fran Doricott. I'm pretty sure this one is more like historical fantasy, which is always hit or miss for me. But when it hits, and I love it. So, I'm really excited about the, like, historical fantasy fiction elements to this one. This one says, in the aftermath of World War I, a naive woman is swept into a glittering world filled with dark magic, romance, and murder in this lush and decadent debut. So I'm pretty sure this is a standalone. It does not say if it is a, like, series standalone, anything along those lines, but World War I magic, and I think it's got a heavy romance in it. So I'm excited. I think this one sounds, again, really interesting. And most times I feel like with like historical fiction or like historical fantasy, if it's set during one of the world wars, it's World War II. It's always set during World War II. So the fact that this is set in the aftermath of World War I is kind of interesting to me because I just don't feel like we see that as much. And I'm interested to read it and see what this is all about. All right, y'all. Hopefully you enjoyed that. This is all the books that I am excited about that come out in the month of March. If you want to see more books that come out in the month of March, like I said, you can go check the description link below and check out my blog post that has like a more in-depth, detailed grouping of books that are also coming out in March that you might also be excited in. All right, well, thank you for hanging out with me. My name's Jessie, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.